Hello and welcome everyone to Particular Play Paint. We are back with another battle replay between Tomb King and Britonia in the Plains of the Dead. It is a desert map. It is pretty well open map, good for some artillery play and good for some replays too. So this was a very good map against my opponent named Fodil, whom I met in the quick battle section of the game. So let's go over both the armies here. I will be playing Tomb Kings. So first for my army, I have brought Grand Hierophant Khatep on his soul casket, which is an artillery piece. He will be my our main artillery and my lord, good for mowing down the peasant mobs that Britonia tends to bring a lot. Also, I have 3 units of Sharpties, which are the major damage dealer of this build. I have a spear and halberd box around to protect my Sharpties and my general from the cavalry charge, which is inevitably coming in my way from the Britonians. So I have 2 units of Tombguard halberds, which are the heavy halberd infantry and are good at holding against the cavalry, and also have a lot of durability and can hold against some of the missile fires because they are silver shielded. I also have brought 3 units of normal skeleton spears. These are just chaff units to complete my box and to support my halberds, who will be holding the major front line here. I also have 2 units of the Necropolis Knights with halberds, because a box, if broken, they will be easily able to enter this middle area and get into the meteor part of my army. So these Necropolis halberds' main task is to go out and soften their army before they inevitably crash on my box, so that the crash is not that effective against me. Now, for my opponent, he brought 3 units of questing knights, one of which is the ROR variant, the companion of Quinelace. He also have 5 units of peasant mobs, 5 units of peasant archer. One of them has the peasant bowman box arrows, so they do poison damage. He also have brought the ROR unit of the battle pilgrims, the warden of the La Maisontal. These flaming swords are just epic looking. These guys with their flaming burning swords and war hammers. Get it? Warhammer. Anyways, so his knights are in halberd formation, which gives them a bit boost. He also have brought 2 skirmishing crab in form of the mounted yeoman archers, one of which are the ROR variant, the wardens of the Montfort. Uh, Mo- yeah, wardens of Montfort. So these are the ROR version of the mounted yeoman archer. They are a bit better than the normal mounted yeoman, but they are still mounted yeomen, so not much of a problem. So for his lord, he has brought the Fey Enchantress on her unicorn. She is accompanied by 2 paladins who are anti-large units. Probably he was expecting a goon squad of large necrotechs and other large monsters. So he brought these 2 anti-large heroes, which will be able to protect her, the Fey Enchantress, from these gunning attempts. So basically, this build is mostly how Britannia plays. Mock up your opponent with your peasant mobs and then charge them with your cavalry. So I built this halberd pentagon here mostly, so to protect my archers, which are the main damage dealers, to from the coming rush, the waves of Britonian mobs and cavalry, while my cavalry will be going out and doing some work. So let's get ahead with this. So he starts advancing his army while I am just sitting there waiting. In a hot second here, Kartek will be ripping some of these damned souls into the Britonian mobs. One of the volley hits quite good and deals quite a bit of damage. The soul casket is slow, but it deals a lot of damage. Now my Ushapti are in range, so these statues will be ripping some shots into the Fey Enchantress, who immediately goes down below half her HP and immediately has to use her Earth Blood to reheal. Although she would have wanted to save it for the late game, but she went down quite a bit low there. So she is now retreating with her paladins. Although the Shafti is constantly focusing her hero squad, while my artillery from Katep is constantly changing targets into this frontline unit so that they are softened up before they hit my spear wall. The skirmish cav has moved up over here to attack my flanks, but I have also sent my Necropolis Knights to deal with them, which they are doing pretty well. While the Shapti here is ripping some shots in the back of this skirmish cav, helping out the Necropolis Knights. Breaking this to skirmish cav with almost their full ammo left is quite great, because even though they will return, it will be quite some time before that happens. Now he is moving up his peasant mobs and his questing knights, so I charge back into the questing knights. Although I could have moved a bit backwards, this peasant mobs here clashes with my halberd, but they won't be doing much to them. So here the peasant mobs are advancing, so I charged up my Necropolis Knight to muck them up a bit. Now the questing knights are advancing, so I fall back because there are two units of questing knights and I don't want to deal with them right now. Here also the wardens, holy wardens of Laman Staral is just standing there. He should have probably advanced them ahead and hit my front lines. Spell going down from the Fey Enchantress onto my Shapti, dealing quite a bit of damage here, although I managed to move them back, but it was a bit late. And now as these knights and the questing knights, two units of questing knights are engaged near my front line, I move up my halberd and my spear eventually to deal with them. But that creates this opening which allows his hero squad to enter against my Ushapti. So I am pulling back my Ushapti from here. This box was for mostly the early game because eventually the archers will be in range and start to do shot into me, so I am trying to mug them up as much as I can and send them back with the firing from Carter. Although this box arrows won't be doing much against the Shapti Great War because they have quite great armor. These questing knights here will charge behind the spear wall, and I put down incantation of vengeance right there. A bit of lag. Yeah, there we go. I put down the incantation of vengeance right there, dealing a lot of damage to the questing knights. That's going down right now, I guess. Maybe it already went down. Yeah, it already went down. So also these question knights are broken by the combined attacks from my halberd and my Necropolis knights, and they will be running, although they will return sometime later. The main thing about Britonia is their units, although have not very good leadership, they will return after some time. So you have to break them multiple times. Now the Quinelles will, not the Quinelles, the Holy Wardens will attack my front line, and they can deal pretty well with my halberds because they are anti-infantry. But that would not be a problem because here my Necropolis Knights will be advancing, I guess, quickly enough. Coming back. They are just guarding this side here for now. I guess I misread there. I didn't see them standing there. There was quite a lot of microing in this position because I was trying to move. Here a sandstorm going down from me into these knights. It went around and then again came back, ripping through these guys, dealing a lot of damage, causing them to break. That was a good sandstorm. Not the best thing in the world, but enough. So here the wardens are, the paladin is now getting wounded by my Necropolis knights. The companion of Quinelles will try to help them, but the halberds will advance on them, breaking them apart. The main problem is in this front line where, although the Fey Enchantress has fallen to the different halberd attacks, this paladin is still alive, although he is broken, and the Quinelles and the wardens are giving me a lot of problems. I move up this Shapti here to rip some shots into these archers just to mow them down, to lower their leadership, and also I start firing into them with my artillery. Here, the main thing is my artillery is still online because he could not reach there, although most of my Shaptis are dead. So I can deal with this infantry as long as they are in long range. Now I will return back my Necropolis Knights to support my front lines and help my Usaptis with dealing with them. So this present mobs will be attacking the Ushapti, but the Ushapti has some good melee attack and defense, so they will hold their own for some time here. They have a melee attack of 25, weapon strength of I think 52, so they are enough. So, anyways, with that, most of his army is broken or running, so that would be army losses causing him to lose the games. Probably, if he would have moved up his battle pilgrims a bit earlier into my front line, he could have more easily broken down my front line and gone through it. Also, there were some misplays in part of me where I put the Necropolis Knight fighting over there for a very long time, causing him to lose a lot of health. I should have moved them around, chasing the calves and guarding my uh, box mainly. I moved them up quite a bit further from my box, leading to their deaths. I kept them close, it would have been much better. Anyways, let's look at the values that has been acquired with all of these units. So here we are in the final section where we check at the values. So Katep mostly attack the mobs and archers and different chaff units, keeping them back. So he acquired a value of 1367, which is not his price, but it is okay. So the spears, the normal skeleton spears didn't do very well, but they did enough. This unit here got 470 value, which is almost their price point, so that is fine. The halberds did pretty well. They got 1500 and value, and this one got 1100 value. The Ushapti here also did pretty well. They got 1200, 1300 value. The Necropolis Knight got 10,000, not 10,000, 1,000, and here this one got 1700. This one has 117 kills. That's a lot. So I think this is the one which was fighting the knights on the left flank, and he got a lot of value with the halberds there. This one was probably the one that fought the skirmishers up there, so it got some kills but not much. The more mucking up was in this position on the left flank, so there were a lot of kills there. Also, I think Carter got some of his damage from the sandstorm and also from the incantation of vengeance. So for the Bretonian army, the Fey Enchantress got some value, about 1147, because she did attack my Ushaptis through the spell, and also she did charge into them. So she got most of her value from there. The Paladins didn't do very well. One of them got 1000 value, which is okay. So the one paladin just got bodied in the start. He only has 4 kill and 220 value. That is not at all good for them. The peasant mob basically pays for itself whatever it does, although these guys got only one value because probably they were just being shot by the artillery. Probably these ones which got 78, 130 and 132 value were the ones that were able to reach the front lines, because these two of the peasant mobs were in directly front, and they were being constantly peppered by the casket of soul. The Quinelles, the I keep calling them the Quinelles. They are the wardens of the Holy Minstrel Tal. Did okay. They had 556 value, not very good. Probably earlier charge could have got some better value. Uh, he could have extended his peasant mobs, followed by the Quinelles, to soak up the artillery fire, and accordingly the Quinelles or the peasant mobs, someone would have reached the front line, resulting in the. I think these guys are unbreakable too, so there's that. So I have to check that. I'm not sure. So the archers did pretty well. Each of them got nearly 1,000 value, except this one. This one got hit pretty hard. The questing knights didn't do much. This one, the ROR questing knights did pretty well. They are the ROR units, so they are pretty costly. So 1,000 value is not, I think, equalizes to their price point. but I might be wrong there because generally Britannia has some. They are costlier than the other units, but generally Britannia units are much cheaper compared to the other factions. So these guys did okay. They were fighting against my halberds and my anti-large necropolis knights. So considering they were fighting their general counters, they did pretty okay. The skirmishers were shut down pretty early by my necropolis knights, so they didn't do very well, especially the ROR unit, which was the one that was hit first by the Necropolis Knights. So overall, that was a great game, and I enjoyed the match pretty well. It was a very intense match, if I say so. Although I was standing in a box, but there were many points in the game where his heroes entered my back line, and also I had to break my front line to go support the Necropolis Knights and the Halberds for against the charge of the paladins. There were many points I could have lost there if he would have done certain things, but that is all in the past. I think I also did many mistakes there. My mistakes were generally more forgiving because of my heavier front line, I would say, or the box formation. So, anyways, that was a great game. Thanks to my opponent there, and I will see you next time.